My name is Paul Barrett. Welcome back into Tech Path. Let's get into it. I do want to thank our sponsor, iTrust Capital. You're brand new. Maybe you're getting into crypto IRAs for the first time. Planning your tax for 2025. Well, one way you can do that is with iTrust Capital. And guess what? You can get into XRP in iTrust. So very easy to manage these accounts, do all sorts of altcoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can even get into gold and silver. Very flexible. No cost on a monthly basis. All you're doing is paying on your trades inside your own crypto IRA. Check it out. Use our link down below. You're going to get a $100 funding reward to get started. Let's go over to a couple of topics I want to hit on. First up is where things are happening around the SEC. Obviously, that's very highly related to what's happening with Ripple. A lot of people asking if there are reports about Paul Atkins being picked to be the next SEC chair. It's not confirmed, but we are seeing some people kind of hinting that there's a possibility here. If you look at some of the news, Trump has now nominated pro-crypto Paul Atkins to lead the SEC. All right, so when you take a look at it, here it is. Breaking: Trump nominated pro-crypto Paul Atkins to lead the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This will be our first real chance to see a pro-SEC commissioner. So this is going to be good, I think, overall. If you look at some of his history down in the article, Atkins served as the SEC commissioner under Bush. Actively supported the crypto sector since his departure from that commission. And of course, in 2017, he also has been co-chairing the Token Alliance at the Digital Chamber of Commerce. So that's another big advantage for pro-crypto. He understands it, he knows where this market is going, and he understands how important it is to the United States. Let me go to a clip real quick. This is Paul Atkins a little while ago, kind of giving a frame up of where the SEC is and where they should be on crypto. Take a look.
I do think that, there is enough control for regulators to accommodate, the particular technology here that we're talking about. Hester Peirce, who's a commissioner at the Securities and Exchange Commission now, has come up with some proposals for a safe harbor, for example, to allow new technology to develop and to make accommodations for digital assets. Mark Ueda, another commissioner there, both of whom actually worked in my office back when I was a commissioner. So I think they're doing a stellar job. But they're also, they've made proposals about how the SEC can't accommodate this, and unfortunately, that has not occurred yet. Because if it challenges incumbents and it helps to bring down costs for investors and for people who are trying to raise capital, I mean, that's the reason why we have financial markets. And to have capital find its way to businesses, and people take risks, and they may lose all the money by investing in something, but that's their right. They can go buy a lottery ticket and lose all their money on that. So if the government, if the SEC were more accommodating and would, deal straightforwardly with these various firms, I think it would be a lot better to have things happen here in the United States rather than outside.
All right, looking at Gary Gensler's clock, 47 days away before we see him step away from the SEC chair and the nightmare that has been exalted on crypto over the last 5 to 6 years. So big changes ahead, guys. All right, here's a quick article on kind of just a price potential here for Ripple. One analyst drawing comparison to a $13 run. If you look at the charts and also the comparison between kind of a token that has been suppressed, much like what happened with Tesla in certain areas around some of these people countering what Tesla was doing. But if you look at what happened with Tesla right there, the explosion, SEC versus Tesla lawsuit ends, bam. Right here, SEC lawsuit ends, and we've seen this big run. Could we be right here on the edge of this and could be $13 down in the book market? I don't know. I think a lot of people are still questioning whether or not XRP can run to that level. Still, though, I think it's within range. $3, I think, is within sight right now. Now, remember, we told you all about this yesterday. We did a full video breaking down a lot of what's happened in really the last 24 hours on XRP. Go back and check that video out if you did not find it. But we broke down a lot of the topics. One, of course, was magnetic and what was going to happen with that. And, of course, RLUSD, this is Ripple's stablecoin, will be launched very soon. This is already set up on trust lines now that are going to enable you to get lower cost trust lines. If you know anything about trading on the XRP ecosystem, there's a trust line that is developed. Mainly what it does is it helps kind of create a benefit for or against and controlling these scams that can happen within these ecosystems. And with that is basically you're establishing a trust line to make a trade. And that's what has been happening. The problem was the amount of money that in XRP that you'd have to lock up to do that. Now it has reduced dramatically, but there still is one. So one thing, if you look at the chart right here, right now, because of this reduction, now you've got a whole bunch of XRP freed up in your account. So if you're out there running a lot of different trust lines, all of a sudden you are considerably more advanced in terms of what you can trade on with XRP. So more value, lower cost, and that's kind of the main thing that makes it something to really pay attention to within the ecosystem. Xaman is the wallet that we've talked about also. Now, they did an update yesterday, and it was one we were expecting that it was going to happen. I will say this, that even though the update did occur, it occurred and there were some problems. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was just some issues in terms of bugs, I think, probably them trying to deal with it. But right now, Xaman was not working. Connection through this wallet interaction does not use other wallets out there. This was coming from Magnetic, one of the dexes. So a good example of what I think is happening right now, much like Phantom, if you guys remember when we started seeing trades that wouldn't go through, that's same, or has a lot of similarity to what's happening now with the XRP ecosystem. I think what they're going to do, and they've even mentioned this, is they're probably going to put some sort of frame of monetary value on the app itself to reduce the amount of, kind of questionable traders out there and get more locked in users, which will make it more valuable. Because if you look at Phantom, their capability of earning revenue is different. They can run nodes, they can do a lot of staking, things like that. That doesn't necessarily happen on the XRP ecosystem within these. So Xaman, I think, will get a little bit cleaned up. That will be one to watch for sure. Other things I want to hit on right here, Ripples, we talked about this one. Ripples is now available on Bitrue. This, of course, will absolutely skyrocket. I think there's another project out there. These are meme tokens. So again, high risk, likely to lose it all kind of scenario. But the point is, if you're interested in meme tokens, we're going to see some heavy activity coming your way on XRP. One other date to watch is the Readyverse launch. This is December 5th. Also, again, more gaming possibilities on the XRP ecosystem. Next up, of course, I want to get in on the first time ever, XRP's trading volume exceeded the combined volumes of ETH and Bitcoin. That's what I said. The combined trading volumes of the two top tokens. Volume is exploding on XRP. People understand where this is heading, and I think we are in for a big move. Now, if you look at some of the leading indicators, this is the Korean market, and in the Korean market, look at the statement that they put in right here. XRP and KRW, the Korean basically dollar, volume hit 3.7 billion in upbit. That was 27% exchange volume. 27% of the entire exchange, 1.2 billion on Bithumb. This, of course, gets into a scenario where it's outpacing Bitcoin at 340 million in volume. So again, this is a small part of the crypto ecosystem, but us to see that moving in a major Asian market, that's a big deal. And of course, XRP has been part of that. If you guys want to follow a lot of this, go over to the Dex Screener, just click on XRPL, and you can start to see some of the tokens that are moving already. Bear is one of the big meme tokens. You've already seen Magnetic. We talked about that. There is Drop in there as well. And several other, there's Ripples and many more that I think we're going to see a lot of activity on. So be on the lookout. It is starting to happen within the XRP ecosystem. All right, so one last thing is when you look at influencers, you look at celebrities, this is a huge statement by Katy Perry, and of course she's talking about none other than XRP. She's delighted to announce I'm partnering with Ripple. All tickets for my upcoming tour will be purchasable with XRP at a 5% discount. So this is going to be interesting because this most likely will lead the way for Hollywood. A lot of entertainers, that will start to layer down into the secondary influencers, which starts to create that avalanche effect on all of this. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel right now, just do that. Just take a minute, hit the subscribe, and make sure and click that little bell, because when we go out and do our live streams, which you want to catch, that will notify you. Very easy to do. And if you're not in our diamond circle, make sure and get in on that. It's very simple. All you have to do is click the link down below, and you can join. We do additional podcasts, all kinds of cool stuff over there. Catch me on X at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.